Hey everybody, welcome to Calvary Family Time, a short midweek video to remind us that we're not alone and that we're a part of something larger than ourselves. We're glad that you are a part of our family. So this week we have a really special children's message from Dr. McInnes. But before we get to that, I want to share with you something that we intended to share with people during our Sunday worship service. And that's a short video from Thomas Wong. Thomas Wong is a young man who is on his way this week, Lord willing, to Japan to begin his missionary service there with MTW, the denominational missions agency that we support. And Thomas sent us a little greeting thanking us for praying for him, which we did on Sunday, and telling us a little bit about what he's planning to do this week. So here's this short little greeting from Thomas.
Hi Calvary Presbyterian Church, this is Thomas Wong. I'm a missionary to Japan serving with Missions to the World, and I serve in Nagoya, Japan with Christ Bible Institute. And many of you might know our ministry is a theological education, doing seminary, training new pastors. I was expecting to be in Japan in March, about 7 months ago, but as you guys also are pretty aware, we're in a pandemic, and I've been stuck waiting patiently. But while waiting, I've been grateful at the opportunity that I've been able to help serve in our seminary classes virtually, helping our class on sonship and adoption that we are teaching at our seminary. But I have even better news to share with you guys. This week, October 28th, Wednesday, I'll be finally flying out. After 7 months of waiting, I'll be flying out to Japan. And I want to thank you guys all for your prayers and your support. It really means the world, and I really feel very encouraged by having you guys on my team. And so I'm finally getting to go to Japan, and I'm excited to share with you all the things that is happening there. And happy to have you guys part of the journey. Thank you, Calvary Presbyterian Church, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay, kids, now let's hear this message from Dr. McInnes. Dr. McInnes is going to share with us about an organization his family supports that helps families with children who have Down syndrome. And he'll tell you a little bit more about that, but it's particularly appropriate because October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month. So watch this message from Dr. McInnes.
Hey kids, I hope everyone is doing well. Today I wanted to take the opportunity to tell you about an organization that my family and I support. That organization is called Jack's Basket, and Jack's Basket is an organization that celebrates young children with Down syndrome. This organization was started by Jack's parents after Jack, their son, was born with Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a genetic disorder where children are born with physical and intellectual difficulties. It just means that they're going to have to work a little bit harder in life to get things done. Now, Jack's parents, the reason they started the organization was after Jack was born, they really felt like people were not celebrating his life because of his Down syndrome, so they wanted to come up with a way to make sure that didn't happen for other kids with Down syndrome. What they do is through their organization, Jack's Basket, when children are born with Down syndrome, it's possible to make a basket with supplies and information about Down syndrome that can be given to these new parents. Really, the emphasis is placed on making sure that these children feel loved. I was able to find a video about Jack's Basket, and here it is. I want you to check it out, and you can see what the organization does and hear from Jack's mom.
A baby's birth should be celebrated, but for some families, that's not what they experience in the delivery room. One mother, Carissa Carroll, tells us what it was like when she awoke from her emergency C-section 6 years ago.
A nurse and a nurse practitioner walked into the room carrying a baby, and Chris was waiting for them to come for the delivery, and the nurse practitioner said, "Are you aware of trisomy 21?" And he must have looked confused, and she said, "Well, Down syndrome." And she listed off characteristics that Jack was showing, and she said, "Well, just enjoy your baby," and left the room.
The abrupt and insensitive delivery of the news was not an isolated case for parents who have babies with Down syndrome.
It was just, let's see, there was a bubble. go to her face. Oh, there's no nasal bone. Guess what? Yep, this looks like she has Down syndrome. I'm gonna go tell your provider what she needs to talk to you about. That was it.
When Jack turned 1, and as we just learned more about him and just the joy that he is and how he's so uniquely created, we just realized that these babies need to be celebrated and families should be congratulated, because that was also another part of the story, is that they weren't congratulated and they just had a baby.
The Carrolls came up with an idea of how they can better uphold the dignity of babies like Jack.
We decided on his first birthday to provide a basket full of gifts, because when you have a baby, you receive gifts, and put them with resources that are available to families and an avenue of a way to connect within the community.
The Carrolls called this outreach organization Jack's Basket, named after their son. When Jack's Basket hears of a family expecting or welcoming a baby with an extra chromosome, they deliver a proper congratulations.
The fact that how much open eyes, the love they had to look at my child, it was a different view of than the rest of the people who I saw. And I didn't see, oh, I'm sorry kind of thing I saw. It was congratulations, let me know if you need anything.
And 5 years later, Jack's Basket continues to provide parents of babies with Down syndrome resources they need and works with medical providers about how to better discuss the diagnosis.
I have a dream and a desire that every child uniquely created with Down syndrome is celebrated and the families congratulated. And we started sending these. We've sent and celebrated babies in 11 different countries and almost 1,300 babies.
Pretty neat, right? Now, the reason I'm telling you about Jack's Basket is because it relates to what the Bible tells us about people. Now, Jack's Basket isn't an outright Christian organization, but his parents are Christians. And my wife Sarah has had the opportunity to talk to Jack's mom, and I think some of the things in the Bible make it so clear about why these young children, these babies with Down syndrome, are worth celebrating. God tells us in Genesis, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them." We are made in God's image. Every single person that has ever been born is made in God's image. You are made in God's image. How neat is that? The Bible doesn't tell us that only certain people are made in God's image, like only if you look a certain way or you're able to do a certain thing, but we're told that everyone is made in God's image. Now, we've been talking in my family a little bit about theology. Theology can be complicated, but theology is for kids too, right? So here's some theology I want to read to you. Every single human being, no matter how much the image of God is marred by sin or illness or weakness or age or any other disability, still has the status of being in God's image and therefore must be treated with the dignity and respect that is due to God's image bearer. As Christians, we know how special it is to be image bearers. That means that we care about every baby, unborn, unborn. In Psalm 139, we're told, "For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." So we know that God created all people in his image. Babies, children, adults, elderly people. It doesn't matter whether or not people have intellectual or physical difficulties. Everyone is made in God's image, and we should celebrate all image bearers. So we have the same prayer for children whether or not they have Down syndrome or not. Our prayer is that they would come to know their Lord Jesus Christ and carry out God's work however he has prepared them to do so. If you have any questions about Jack's Basket, myself or my wife Sarah would be happy to talk more about it. Please reach out to us. Well, I hope you learned some stuff during this talk, and I hope you have an enjoyable fall season. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your week and a start to your weekend. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday, either at one of our worship services at 8:30 or 10:15, or on our YouTube channel where we'll be broadcasting the 10:15 service. One way or another, we look forward to seeing you on Sunday. you.